A colonoscopy consists of 3 steps: the preparation, the procedure, and the recovery. The preparation involves fasting for an entire day while drinking clear liquids. Then, at the end of the day, you drink a laxative, which makes you run to the restroom for half of the night. Once that half of the night is over, you spend another hour drinking the laxative again, and then spend the rest of the morning before your procedure running to the restroom. Let's watch this step in the process.
All right, as a preventative measure, I'm doing something called a colonoscopy. It's a couple years earlier than they normally do it for a person, but because I have a family history of cancer, we thought that we would do it early to make sure there's no problems. So I'm taking this stuff, and this stuff, it's supposed to clean out your insides. And so it's been about 6 minutes so far, and it tastes a little bit like Gatorade, but kind of thick-ish and lemon lime flavor. And first sip was okay, but sure is hard to drink 8 ounces of it. Anyway, I'm supposed to drink a whole bunch more of this. So I think I'll just document how this goes and report. Right now, I'm doing okay, but I only had my first cup. I'll have another cup in a minute. Okay, here I go with cup number 2. Now, it shouldn't be that hard to drink, but like for the first couple sips, it just goes down real slow. Okay, I feel proud of myself for getting that down fast. Okay, cup number 3 of 6 at 5:20. Only 4 more to go. It's kind of like really bad Gatorade. Okay, no action yet in my system. Just yucky water I'm drinking. 4 of 6 at 5:30. Not so good. All right, number 5, bottoms up. Oh, got a good drink that time. Still no action. 50 minutes in.
All right, shortly after you've had 5 or 6 glasses of this stuff over the prescribed time, which is an hour, your body does what it's supposed to do. And then you have to get up at 2 a.m. and do it all over again.
All right, it's 2 a.m. That's hard to drink. All right, the story here is that after drinking that stuff yesterday, I had diarrhea the whole rest of the night, running back, what you're supposed to, running back and forth to the bathroom. It's just kind of uncomfortable trying to get to sleep around 10:30 and you're still going to the bathroom and that kind of stuff. And so then you feel like, oh no, I have to get up at 2 in the morning, which is now, and put that stuff in your system to start that problem again. Let me tell you, no fun. All right, ready to pour number 3. I'm so glad that I get to sit in a nice warm bed in between each cup of this. Here we go. It's hard to drink, man. Oh, it's harder going down now.
Drink quickly, huh? Alright, there's glass number 3. Alright, going for glass number 4. It's 2:30 in the morning, and this feels like some perverse version of Thanksgiving where you really, really, really don't want to have any more, but you have to. I can hardly get it down now. You're trying hard not to like retch or whatever. Only 2 more. Man, I don't know how to do this. Doesn't sound like it'd be that hard, but it is. All right, I'm going for glass number 5 now. I'm definitely having some kind of lemon lime nausea right now. This reminds me of, well, I don't know if this actually reminds me of it, but this has got to be like, you know, kids who get corporal punishment and need to go get spanked by your dad. And this feels like turning yourself in to go get spanked. You're like, what am I thinking? This is a terrible idea. All right. This is going to be the last bottle of this stuff, or drink of this stuff from this bottle. In the gospel of Jesus Christ, we talk about enduring to the end. And enduring in this moment right here kind of reminds me of that. Like I just want to stop. I just don't want to have any more, even though there's not that much left. I really, 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 really do not want any more. But if I can get through this last cup, then I don't have to drink any more for many, many years. Now, granted, the next step is everything's going to be going through me. Already in the last 40 minutes, I've had to go to the bathroom twice. But at least I don't have to go drink any more of this stuff for this Drano lemon lime flavored for another many years. So be it. So here I go. Oh, so hard to get down at this point. Oh, I can do it. No, I can't. Oh, so hard. Okay. All right, now I just gotta wait it out for the next 3 hours or whatever.
All right, after you've had a horrific night and no sleep, you put on some pajamas, you go on into the facility, and you check in. You're surrounded by people who are also in pajamas. Then you go into a treatment room and you put on a gown, and the gown is nice and gappy in the back, and you know that that's where they're going to be accessing you from. They put an IV in your arm. Once they wheel you into the operating room after that, or the equivalent of that, what they do is they inflate your colon full of air. But first, they put you under with anesthesia. And so you fall asleep after like 15 seconds. Then they inflate your colon with air, and they go in with a camera. If they find any polyps, they snip them off. And as far as you're concerned, nothing ever happened because you were asleep, and then you wake back up again. No big deal.
Okay, it's 7 a.m. and I'm here on the second floor of the hospital. I just checked in at a kiosk that's over there, and have more to say later.
All right, here I am looking sharp in this fantastic gown with rubbery, sticky socks. All right, the magic's about to happen.
The next thing you know, you're coming out of anesthesia, and from your perspective, you're perfectly lucid, but not from the perspective of the people around you.
You're done. Just
Okay.
recovery, so you're okay.
That's fast.
Yeah. When they put you under, it's almost like they just barely put you under and then you're all of a sudden done. How are you feeling?
Good. How do they know I'm under?
You just don't know.
I take sleeping pills, so I'm good at being under. Ask me any questions you want to know about anything.
About anything?
Yeah.
I think if I can think of a question. But you know the answers to everything.
Medical or non-medical. I'm groggy, but I'm clear thinking.
Obviously.
Just because my speech is surged doesn't mean my mind. And then thoughts. You kidding me? I'm a little groggy, but it's all clear, man.
Can't wait to show you this video after you're completely back to normal.
Yeah, all in my mind, I'm just a little sleepy like first thing in the morning, but everything's all the same.
Okay, post-procedure time. It's 10:42 in the morning. Danielle was claiming that I talked a little bit quickly when I came out of anesthesia, and that to her indicated that I wasn't myself. My overall assessment of this thing is I can't believe that people do this. Let me count the number of discomforts that happen with this. First, they give you something horrific that you have to drink at 5 p.m. the night before. You have to drink 6 cups of it, and it's sort of like lemon lime liquid Drano is the feeling that you have when you're drinking it. It's thick and there's just something wrong about it. You can tell. And then you have a, quote, loose stool that lasts, and you got to run back and forth to the bathroom until like 10:30 that night when you go to sleep. Then you have to set in a, so nobody wants to drink something gross, and nobody wants a loose stool a la stomach flu. And then you have to get up at 2 in the morning and do the same procedure again. Drink 6 glasses over the course of an hour of vomitous lemon lime stuff. And then you're sleep deprived and you have to spend the next few hours getting out of bed and running to the bathroom to once again have a loose stool. From there, you haven't had sleep, and so you go to the center, where the hospital, where everybody is very nice to you, but you haven't necessarily bathed and all that other stuff, so you're not at your best and you haven't slept, and you're like, well, this isn't the funnest thing in the world to have done. And then you wait in the lobby, and then you go back to a room and they put an IV in your arm. And again, among the things that you want done in your life, like an IV is not something that you want. That's no fun. And then the doctor showed up late, so I laid in bed for like an hour, and it was cold, and I was in a robe, and a robe, that little thing with no backside, right? And I had a blanket on me, and so I tried to keep warm as much as possible. And then they wheel you in, and unfortunately, you get some good chatty conversation. If you're like me, you're like, why did you go into this line of business among all the other options in medicine? So you get to have some fun conversations, so maybe that's a benefit. And then you come back, and then you fall asleep almost instantaneously after they give you something, and you come back out, and then
A couple hours later, you go to use the restroom and you're like, wait a minute, something feels a little moist there. I think there's some Vaseline there. So you know that something happened that you don't really want to know about. Bright side, in my case, they did find a couple of polyps that they removed, even though I'm relatively young. And the honest answer of why they say they go into this is they say that it makes a big impact in people's lives. That if there is something cancerous in people's intestines, that removing it has a high chance of saving people's lives. And that's a really good thing. Whereas if you just let it sit, it could actually kill people later on. So it's on the one hand, it's a relatively easy surgery or intervention to save people's lives, and they get a lot of immediate feedback and validation from doing that. So that's that. As I think about the prospect of going through all kinds of things that I don't like in the future, like drinking nasty things, not sleeping, diarrhea, a needle, and then somebody violating me in ways that are just not right. I think it hits on all kinds of levels of you wouldn't want to do this, but hopefully I don't have to do that for another 10 years. I'm just going to not think about it, and I'm just going to go back to work now, because that's what I do. Whatever happens in life, just go back to work and don't think about what just happened. So off I go.